TV7 Israel News is made possible thanks to your generous donations. Shalom and good evening. This is TV7 Israel News, broadcast to you from Jerusalem. And in today's top stories, Israel pledges to exact a heavy price for Iran's belligerent attack on Israel. U.S. President Joe Biden says he does not support an Israeli attack on Iran's nuclear infrastructure. Tehran threatens Jerusalem, pledging a devastating response if it retaliates for the 181 ballistic missiles which the Islamic Republic fired at Israel on Tuesday. Iran will pay for its belligerent fire of 181 ballistic missiles toward the state of Israel. Despite Iran launching over 70 ballistic missiles more than their previous direct attack on the night between April 13th and 14th, with the majority of the hostile projectiles directed at central Israel this time, the Israeli Air Force aerial defense array managed to intercept the majority of incoming ballistic missiles, with merely nominal damage reported. And while no Israelis sustained any injuries, one Gazan Palestinian who resided in a village near the town of Jericho sustained a deadly blow when an intercepted ballistic missile struck him directly. Meanwhile, during a meeting with officers of the Israeli Air and Missile Defense Array, Jerusalem's top defense official Yoav Gallant highlighted the importance of their robust achievement.
We are strong in offense, and we are strong in defense. The results are self-apparent. You've done an outstanding job. The results of what you've done have saved many lives of citizens in the state of Israel. This has decisive impact on all that we are doing. It is the result of professionalism, seriousness, great commitment by the conscript and reservist troops in all levels and places. And you can feel content with that which you've done for the sake of the state of Israel.
It is important to highlight an IDF acknowledgement that a number of ballistic missiles managed to penetrate Israel's aerial defenses in an Air Force base that is situated in the center of the country. Nevertheless, the base sustained merely nominal damage without any success in striking service members, aircraft, or critical infrastructure. This was further underscored during a visit by IDF Chief of General Staff, Lieutenant General Herzi Halevi, at the Tel Aviv Air Base.
Iran attacked civilian areas and endangered the lives of many citizens. Thanks to proper civilian behavior and very qualitative defenses, the damage was relatively minor. I visited Tel Aviv Air Base before the holiday began. The base is fully operational. It has not ceased to operate for a moment and continues to carry out strikes wherever required. We have the capabilities to reach and strike any point in the Middle East. And those of our enemies who have not yet understood this will soon understand.
It is important to highlight that 12 Israelis were ordered to remain close to bomb shelters throughout much of the country on Tuesday evening. Two Hamas terror operatives who were armed with an automatic rifle and a butcher's knife managed to penetrate Israel's security arrangements deep into the bustling city of Tel Aviv. The two terrorists, residents of the West Bank city of Hebron, opened indiscriminate fire towards civilians in a heinous attack at the city's light rail, murdering 7 and wounding 16 others before a municipal security officer and an armed civilian shot and neutralized the two terrorists.
People were on the ground, and they told me to bend down, and I saw the terrorist facing me. He wanted to do something, and the border police officers arrived to the scene, and they ran towards him.
Meanwhile, in Jerusalem, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu pointed a blaming finger toward Iran.
At the start of my remarks, I send condolences to the families of those who were murdered in the abhorrent terrorist attack in Jaffa and my best wishes for a quick recovery to the wounded. As in the missile attack, there was also a murderous guiding hand behind this terrorist attack. It came from Tehran.
The Israeli premier went on to address Iran's belligerent strike on Israel that occurred on Tuesday evening.
Iran again attacked Israel with hundreds of missiles. This attack failed. It was thwarted thanks to Israel's air defense array, which is the most advanced in the world. I commend the IDF for the impressive achievement. It was also thwarted thanks to your alertness and responsibility, citizens of Israel. I also thank the U.S. for its support in our defensive effort.
Netanyahu continued by stressing that Iran will pay for its big mistake.
Iran made a big mistake, and it will pay for it. The regime in Tehran does not understand our determination to defend ourselves and to exact a price from our enemies. Sinwar and Deif did not understand this, neither did Nasrallah or Mohsen. Apparently, there are those in Tehran who do not understand this either. They will. We will keep to the rule we have determined. Whoever attacks us, we attack them. This is true wherever we fight the axis of evil. It is true in Judea and Samaria. It is true in Gaza, Lebanon, Yemen, and Syria, and it is also true in Iran. We are fighting the axis of evil everywhere, including in southern Lebanon and Gaza, where our heroic soldiers are active.
Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu went on to stress the importance for the world to unite against the forces of evil.
Today, more than ever, the forces of light in the world must unite and work together against the Ayatollah's dark regime, which is the source of terror and evil in our region. They must stand alongside Israel. The choice has never been more clear, between tyranny and freedom, between the blessing and the curse.
Meanwhile, in Washington, immediately after the belligerent Iranian attack on Israel, U.S. President Joe Biden asserted that the Islamic Republic of Iran will face severe consequences for its actions. Following its remarks, President Biden evidently backpedaled on the level of severity vis-à-vis Israel's retaliatory strikes, with administration officials stressing that he does not support an Israeli attack on Iran's nuclear infrastructure. Meanwhile, in Tehran, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei asserted in an address to his followers that the root cause for all the conflicts in the region, per the Iranian leader, includes the United States, a number of the European countries, as well as Israel.
The root of the problem, which causes these conflicts, wars, tensions, is the presence of the same people who claim that they want peace and tranquility in the region. I'm referring to America and some European countries.
In parallel to Khamenei's remarks, Iran's military chief of staff, Major General Mohammad Bagheri, leveled a threat toward Israel that any retaliatory strike against Iran would be met with a devastating response.
If the Zionist regime that has gone crazy is not controlled by America and Europe and wants to continue these crimes, or wants to do anything against our sovereignty and territorial integrity, tonight's operation will be repeated several times stronger and all their infrastructure will be targeted.
It is interesting to highlight that while a long list of Iranian officials have leveled similar threats against Israel over prospects of retaliation, Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian, during a visit in Qatar, has stressed the Islamic Republic's unwillingness to wage a direct war against Israel.
We are not in pursuit of war with Israel. They promised us peace. But Israel has terrorized our guests in Tehran during our presidential inauguration. We want to establish peace. If you disagree, peace will not be established.
Meanwhile, in Syria, a number of aerial strikes were reported in Damascus, including in the Syrian capital's western Meza suburb.
At 17:25, we heard 2 missiles in the air. Then we realized it was a strike in the first floor in the building behind us, behind their building. This is a civilian area where there is no military headquarters, there is no military personnel. This is the second time this area is targeted. As you see, there is a mosque and it is a civilian area.
While the Assad regime asserted that 3 civilians were killed, it was later revealed that the so-called civilians included 3 senior Hezbollah operatives. In parallel, near the Russian base of Latakia, an Iranian shipment earmarked for Hezbollah in Lebanon was reportedly struck and destroyed. No additional information was available as to the contents of the shipments, which the Iranians claim to include humanitarian aid. It is important to know that the strike came after Russia once again deplored both Israel and the Islamic Republic of Iran to end hostilities.
Naturally, you will have questions related to the situation in the Middle East. This situation is developing according to the most alarming scenario. We call for restraint by all sides against the backdrop of what is happening. And of course, we condemn any actions which lead to the deaths of civilians.
Thank you for watching TV7 Israel News. I would like to encourage you, pray for the peace of Jerusalem and salvation of Israel. Separately, if you're blessed by our productions, which are exclusively donation-based, please consider supporting our programs with a donation. You can do so via our website at www.tv7israelnews.com. I'm Jonathan Hassan, wishing you a Shana Tova once again, ve'erev mevorach, and God willing, we will see you during our next update. Until then, Shalom from Jerusalem.